Live coverage starting soon. Live coverage starting soon. Live coverage starting soon.
It's time for Kennett Indian Baseball. Title sponsors for our broadcast: Farm Credit Services of Southeast Missouri, Baker Implement Company, NEA Baptist Hospital, and by Wilcoxon's Home Place Furniture. Radio and video sponsors include Glen Sane Motors, Southern Bank, Duncan Sheet Metal, State Farm Agent Greg Wilson, Southeast Missouri State University, the Kennett Country Club, First State Community Bank, and by the Kennett Board of Public Works. Radio sponsors include Harris Pharmacy, Skeeter Kell Sporting Goods, Wayne Chiropractic, Wes and Chantel Bentley and Bentley Farms, Ultimate Fitness, FM Bank, and by Patterson's Auto Sales. And now, Kennett Indian Baseball.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Kennett Indian Baseball from Cape Central High School this afternoon as the Indians get set for this consolation bracket matchup against their rival, Dexter Bearcats. Should be a good one. Dexter, the 5 seed, falling to Jackson yesterday. Kennett dropping a 3-0 loss to Poplar Bluff, the top seed. And we've had 2 games already here. And the rain shower after game 1, and we just wrapped up game 2, and we're about to get started with game 3. Kennett and Dexter. If you're watching our live video stream, you see the Indians taking their infield and outfield practice. The Bearcats have already completed theirs, so we'll take a pregame break, come back, tell you a little bit more about what happened earlier at the tournament and what to expect in this one, plus our starting lineups, Kennett and Dexter, coming up right after this.
Hey, this is Daryl Wilcoxon with Wilcoxon's Home Place on the South Bypass in Kennett, Missouri. We're getting new products in every week and would like to help you make your place a show place. Living room suites, recliners, including lift chairs, bedroom suites, mattress sets with adjustable bases, appliances, and TVs. We have several payment options available. Come see us at Wilcoxon's Home Place Furniture and Appliance, 901 South Bypass in Kennett, Missouri. A family furniture tradition for over 70 years.
In Kennett, we know our community because we're a part of it. At Kennett Board of Public Works, we're local, just like you. That means we're just minutes away. With fast response times, we're here for emergencies, ensuring your internet is restored quickly. We offer reliable, high-speed internet to keep your home and business connected. Kennett Board of Public Works, we're your local team, keeping you connected. Here when you need us, always.
At First State Community Bank, we pride ourselves on our personal, friendly approach, and our commitment to the community makes us an effective business partner. That's why we're proud to announce that our efforts have earned us the title of Best In-State Bank for the state of Missouri, awarded by Forbes. We are incredibly grateful to our customers who allow us to be their trusted financial partner. Thank you for your confidence in FSCB and for this recognition as one of the best banks in the state. First State Community Bank. Success starts here. Member FDIC. Online at fscb.com.
Perry Jones back at Cape Central. Indians continue to take their infield practice before we get this one underway against Dexter. Dexter knocking off the Indians at Dexter in the early part of the season. Kennett looking for some revenge this afternoon against the Bearcats. Should be a very good ball game. We started things off today at 9 o'clock as Poplar Bluff took on Jackson. Poplar Bluff, the 1 seed, Jackson, the 4 seed, and Jackson getting the win over Poplar Bluff, and they will advance in the tournament to play in the championship game 6:30 on Monday night at Kappa Hall Park. Following that, the other prom teams were participating as it was Sykeston taking on Cape Central, another good ball game between the number 2 team, Sykeston Bulldogs, number 3 seed Cape Central, and Cape Central, the home team, getting the win there. So it's going to be a Jackson and Cape Central championship matchup at 6:30 from Kappa Hall Park. Poplar Bluff will now play Sykeston Monday at 4 o'clock at Kappa Hall Park. Here we have Kennett and Dexter in the consolation round. The winner will play at 1:30 on Monday, and the loser will play at 11 o'clock on Monday morning at Kappa Hall Field. So that's where we stand. The coaches are coming out. We'll have our starting lineups and first pitch when we return to Cape Central High School right after this.
At Farm Credit Southeast Missouri, we know that the days of parking your equipment in the shed after a long harvest and taking it easy for a while no longer exist. The business of farming is much more complex. We've been in the ag lending business for over 100 years, and we are ready to help your operation reach its best potential. We've got the loan and crop insurance products and the experience right here ready to serve you. We are your ag lender.
Your ag lender will always be there.
Contact Matthew Poole or Nathan Creed at 888-6624.
Springtime and tournament season are here at the Kennett Country Club. Don't miss your chance to play in the biggest event of the year, the 3-man tournament coming up on May 3rd and 4th. Then it's the Mixed Pairs Tournament on May 17th and 18th. These fill up fast. Get your team entered today. Check out their brand new lineup of golf apparel from FootJoy, Greg Norman, Bogey Brothers, and Pins and Aces. Good times, great golf at the Kennett Country Club.
That big 3-man scramble going on at the Kennett Country Club this weekend. Now, remember, the mixed pairs, the next tournament up. Be sure to get your team signed up. I think they about had a full field out on the golf course today as the Bearcats get set to take to the field. Here's the way the Indians will come to the plate in the top half of the first. Hayden Gilmore, the center fielder, will lead things off. Caleb Duncan in left field this afternoon and will hit second. Cash Franklin, the third baseman, hits third. Caden Pruitt, the catcher, is the cleanup hitter. Jackson Patterson at second base will bat fifth. Owen Williams at first base, the number 6 hitter. J.B. Brown is the DH in the order and hits seventh. Zane Franklin will be in right field and batting eighth for the Indians, and Cade Anderson, the shortstop, will bat ninth. And in for the DH will be the pitcher this afternoon, and that is Hayden Wilson. The sophomore gets the start here against the Bearcats this afternoon. As we look at the Bearcats starting lineup, Nolan Alford, he'll hit first, play center field for the Bearcats. Justice Lovelady hits in the number 2 spot. and he is the right fielder. Bo Carrier at third, bats third, and Jackson Howard, the cleanup hitter, will be in left field. Jackson Miller does the catching and bats fifth for the Bearcats. Gibson Booker, the first baseman, bats sixth. Connor Hinkins will be at second base and batting seventh. Trey Pettigo will do the pitching, the right-hander taking his warm-ups now. And Trey will bat eighth in the order. And Houston Neely, the shortstop, will bat ninth for Coach Stephen Edwards' ball club. Talked to Coach Edwards when he was getting out of his vehicle earlier this afternoon as he took in most of the game before this one. And Coach Aaron New and his squad also making their way here. Both teams got time in the batting cages and got some work in and watched some of that ball game between Sykeston and Cape Central. FM Bank, one of our great broadcast sponsors, your locally owned full-service bank where they make all their decisions right there locally. Personal, business, agricultural loans to FM Bank. People matter. Member FDIC. If you're watching our video stream, you see Dexter wearing their white jerseys today with the maroon and black trim. Indians in their gray with the gold and black trim. Hayden Gilmore, the senior, will lead things off for the Indians, and we're ready to get underway. Great to have you along from Cape Central High School this afternoon. Big crowd, 9 o'clock. That's when Poplar Bluff played Jackson. I mean, the parking lot was full. They were parked up and down the road coming into this, and most of the big crowds have moved out as the Dexter and Kennett crowd makes their way in, and ball one is low, and we're underway here. This consolation bracket matchup between these Class 4 District 1 rivals. Pettigo's next pitch is low, ball 2. 2-0 to Hayden Gilmore, leading things off for the Indians. Had rain between game 1 and 2 this afternoon, but currently sunshine. Hayden swings and misses. Makes the count 2-1. Have a pretty good breeze blowing. Looks like currently out of the north, so it'll blow over from the right field side over toward the left field line. This ball a little bit low and outside is ball 3 to the Kennett leadoff hitter, Hayden Gilmore. Trey Petty goes 3-1, and Hayden pulls it foul down the first base line. The count goes full, 3-2. Gilmore, Duncan, Franklin, Pruitt, Patterson, Owen Williams, then John Baker Brown, Zane Franklin, and Cade Anderson. The batting order for the Indians. And a 3-2 pitch coming from Pettigo to Gilmore, and fouled off at the plate. Hayden stays alive. Ball retrieved by Caleb Duncan. Gilmore and Duncan at the top of this order. They were red hot after the Indians knocked off two pretty good opponents. His ball 4 is low, and a leadoff base runner is Gilmore. Scott City suffering their first loss to the Indians. A 3-2 loss, and the hitting of Duncan and Gilmore big in that one, as well as good pitching by the young Kennett players, and Hayden Gilmore getting the save in that ball game. Here's another red-hot hitter, Caleb Duncan, coming to the plate with Gilmore at first. And nobody out. And a curveball is a beauty. Strike 1 to the Kennett senior. Outfield plays Caleb around a bit to pull. The 0-1 pitch. Outside corner is called strike 2. A couple of nice pitches from Trey Pettigo, the right-hander for Dexter. Pretty good crowd from Kennett making their way to the ballpark on a cool afternoon here with the north breeze blowing. The 0-2 pitch grounded toward third, slowly hit. Carrier will get it, and the throw across the diamond. Ooh, he's out at first, and a bang-bang play. This was the major leagues, they would probably be going to the headset just by half a step. Carrier throws out. Caleb Duncan hustling down the line. Gilmore will move down to second base on the play And there's one out in the inning for Cash Franklin. See if Cash can bring in the first Kennett run of the ball game. Curveball is a strike on the inside corner. Oh, 1 pitch to Franklin. Another breaking ball, and Cash swings through this one, and it's quickly 0-2 on the sophomore third baseman for the Indians. Gilmore with a leadoff walk. Caleb Duncan grounds out to third. Now Gilmore at second with one down. 0-2 to Franklin. Gilmore dances off second. The pitch, a ground ball back up the middle, is going to be knocked down by the second baseman, and it deflects off. Gilmore rounds third. He's headed to the plate, slides in safely, and down to second on the single up the middle is Cash Franklin, and the Indians go up 1-0. That time it may have actually hurt the Bearcats that they had the ball go off one of the infielders as it deflected between the outfielder Alford and the shortstop. The throw in, not in time to get Gilmore, and Franklin down to second base on the throw. Here's the cleanup hitter, Caden Pruitt. One out, runner at second. Another ground ball up the middle. This one too neatly, but he has it go under his glove, and everybody's going to be safe. Neely just came up on it a little bit. And the error will put runners at the corners for the Indians. Up 1-0, one down, and Jackson Patterson, the senior. Jackson has played a very good second base, and the bat coming around in these recent victories for the Indians. Class 4 District 1 foes meeting here, and they'll more than likely meet again in the district tournament that will be hosted by the Kennett Indians this year. First pitch to Patterson, swings out in front of that one. An off-speed delivery, and that's strike one. Franklin, the base runner at third. Caden Pruitt, the base runner at first. One down top of the first, 1-0 Kennett. Trey Pettigo's pitch, a curveball, and again, Patterson way out in front of that one. And it's 0-2 to Jackson Patterson. Couple of ground balls by Kennett. One got into center field by Cash Franklin, and that drove in Hayden Gilmore from second. Now the runner goes, a curveball outside is ball one, and the runner will make second base. That's a courtesy runner for the catcher. It looks like Crafton Binkard. I can't see the number from here, but the runner now at second and third. Here's slow hit ball down the third baseline. Is going to be picked up by Miller in foul territory. And the count remains 1-2 strikes. A base hit here with Binkard's speed at second base could give the Indians a 3-0 lead. That would be big. Get off to a good start. For Coach Edwards' ball club, they bring the infield in. They're going to try to keep Franklin from scoring on a ground ball on the infield. Patterson hammers a curveball down the left field line and on top of the batting cages. Count remains 1-2. Jackson still way out in front of these deliveries from Pettigo. Fly ball to the outfield would more than likely give Kennett another run. On this turf, a hard hit ball could get into the outfield. Patterson takes it inside. Almost hitting. That's ball two. 2-2. Sophomore Hayden Wilson, he'd like a big lead as he takes to the mound in the bottom half of the inning. 2-2 to Patterson with runners at second and third, one down. Jackson hits it in the hole. It's going to be knocked down by the shortstop, and everybody's going to be safe as Franklin didn't go on the play. But without a throw to first, that's an infield single by Jackson Patterson, and the base is loaded. Here's Owen Williams now for the Indians. Let me load the bases for you if you're watching our video live stream. Again, the infield in. Now they'll have the force out at the plate. Owen pops this one back over the backstop. Out of play. Strike one. Appreciate Ryan Winkler and Joe Bob Cameron, our broadcasters before, as a courtesy, those guys slide out of the way and let the next crews come in. Here's a pitch, bounces right in front of the plate. Miller with a nice stop to keep all the runners where they are. 1-1 strike to count to Owen Williams. A lot of room in left center field. Alford, the center fielder, though, can cover some ground on a ball in the air. Owens pitch, a ground ball down the third baseline, knocked down by the third baseman. They'll get the force out at third, but Owen gets the run across. Nice play by Carrier. Had to dive for it and then kind of crawled over to the bag. So the ground ball and the fielder's choice, Carrier. Forces Pruitt out, so now Kennett up 2-0. Runners at first and second for John Baker Brown, the sophomore. Strike on the outside corner. Great play that time, but Bo Carrier at third base. That at least saved a run. The 0-1 pitch to Brown. A little bit inside, ball one, 1-1. Approaching 3 o'clock here at the ballpark, running a little bit behind. Had a rain shower between game 1 and 2, and game 2 ran a little long. Swing and a miss by Brown, 1-2 now to JB. Patterson, the runner at second. Owen Williams at first base for the Indians with 2 down. The 1-2 pitch to JB from Pettigo. Curveball is a beauty, called strike 3. Whoops. Well, I thought it was strike 3. They're going to say 2-2, so I missed one. Good for John Baker Brown. He has another opportunity here. That was a nice curveball. Now a fastball low and outside. Now the count is full, 3-2. Patterson at second. Neely and Hankins try to keep him close. Owen Williams takes his lead at first. 3-2 to J.B. Brown at the plate. Trey Pettigo's pitch. Curveball hit in the air out to left field. Shallow left field. Shortstop back will make the play, and a nice play by Neely for the third out of the inning. But the Indians score 2 and lead 2-0. Bottom of the first. Dexter Bats when we return right after this.
Hi, I'm Judith Davis with Southeast Missouri State University, and it's never too early or too late to start your degree. Fall registration is open, and now's the time to take that next step towards your future. At our Kennett campus, you can earn a 4-year degree in psychology, agribusiness, education, or business with affordable options to fit your life. Call today to speak to an advisor about scholarships and financial aid, or visit us at 1230 First Street in Kennett or online at SEMO.edu. SEMO, your university, your hometown.
Who doesn't love being number one? When your team's dominating the standings, or your favorite band rocks the charts at number one, it feels good, right? Kind of like how it feels when you have auto insurance with State Farm. Because making you feel like number one is an honor your local State Farm agent takes seriously. Through the good times and not so good, your State Farm agent's proud to be here to help life go right.
See State Farm agent Greg Wilson in Kennett. Call 888-4913.
Harris Pharmacy, your locally owned pharmacy on First Street in Kennett. They have the med sync, the refill reminders, the handy drive-through, and even free delivery in the Kennett city limits. See Darren Harris and his great staff at Harris Pharmacy. Kennett leads 2-0 as we go to the bottom of the first. Nolan Alford will lead things off, followed by Lovelady and Carrier. Cleanup hitter Howard, if anyone can reach. Nolan a right-handed hitter. Umpire will call time as the baseball comes in. We'll face Hayden Wilson. The Kennett sophomore left-hander has really looked great here as he's settled in his sophomore season. The first pitch hit down the line, and right field is going to slice out of play for strike one. Coach New with high praise for his sophomore left-hander. Good breaking ball and normally good control. This breaking ball a little bit inside for ball one. 1-1 the count. Alford wouldn't go for that one. Kennett outfield straight away. Infield at regular depth, not expecting Nolan to lay down a bunt. Ball two is outside, 2-1. 3 o'clock from Cape Central. Our radio broadcast on 98.7 WGCQ FM. Haytime, Kennett, and AM 1540, KBOA Kennett. High and outside is this delivery, and it goes 3-1 to the Dexter leadoff hitter. Kennett's leadoff man drew a walk. And Dexter's will do the same. I mentioned about Wilson's control, and the first batter walks. Let's turn to, if you're an Indian fan, if you're a Dexter fan, you want to do what Kennett did and put some runs on the board in the bottom of the first, as Kennett did in the top half of the inning. Got to watch out for Alford taking off to second. Good speed, and they'll pick him off. The throw down to second is a wild throw, and it gets out in the left field as Owen misfired. So Alford now down at second base as they picked him off, but the throwing error will let the runner reach second base. Nobody out. And Justice Lovelady is the hitter. Lovelady hits from the right side. Facing the lefty, Hayden Wilson. The pitch from Hayden. Curveball is high, ball one. Doesn't look like Hayden has a good feel for it early on in this one. All turf field here at Cape Central. Beautiful facility. Thankful to be in the press box this afternoon as some showers came down earlier. You have a good view if you're watching from home on the video stream. Ball two is outside. Kennett uses the pitch comm, so the plays directly to the pitcher and catcher coming from the dugout. Coach Lou Allen handling those duties. 2-0, the count to Lovelady. Jackson Patterson goes over and tries to keep Nolan Alford close to the bag, and Wilson steps off with all of that going on. Now the 2-0 pitch to Lovelady. Swing and a miss, strike one. Kennett alum Reese Robinette getting a start this afternoon. The Razorbacks take on the Longhorns of Texas. Texas currently ranked number 1 in college baseball, and the Razorbacks with wins in game 1 and 2 in that series. The next pitch, inside and low, ball 3, 3-0. Or 3-1, correction. Nolan Alford, the base runner at second. Kennett up 2-0, but Dexter pressuring the Indians already. Back-to-back walks, runners at first and second now, as Wilson misses outside, and here's a trip to the mound. Kind of expected this was going to happen after the sophomore. He has not pitched any varsity games until this year, and you get thrown into this, and you look up and you're in the SEMO Conference Tournament playing at Cape Central. Hayden will settle down and do fine. 10 pitches so far and a couple of walks. A double play will erase a lot of those difficulties. Great to have you along this afternoon. Wayne Chiropractic, one of our great broadcast sponsors. 913 St. Francis Street in Kennett. Don't suffer from those aches and pains. Go see Dr. Chancellor Wayne. Open Monday, Wednesday, and Friday each week. Wayne Chiropractic, we appreciate their sponsorship. Bo Carrier will come to the plate. Bo saved a run with a nice diving stop on a ground ball down the third baseline. The top half of the inning. He got the force out, a run scored, but if he would have made that play, Kennett may have done some more damage in the top half of the inning. Scoring 2. Hayden again has the ball kind of slip out of his hands on the curveball, and high and outside is ball 1. Already some action down in the Kennett bullpen in this one. Wilson checks the runners. The runners go. This curveball is going to be called a strike, and the runners are going to steal on the strike call. So now a couple of runners in scoring position for Dexter on the stolen bases. Lovelady follows down to second base. So Dexter with a base hit could tie this thing back up. 1-1 the count to Bo Carrier. Wilson's pitch. This curveball on the outside corner. There you go. 1-2 the count to Bo Carrier. Howard in the on-deck circle for Dexter. This breaking ball hit slowly to short, fielded there, and the throw. They fake the throw and throw behind the runner, and I guess they called him safe going back to the bag. That was a bang-bang play there. The umpire, I don't think, in the field was actually looking at that one. He was looking over to first because he had to make the call there. But making a fake was Cade Anderson. They're going to call the runner safe at second. Kennett fans don't like that call, but the umpire out in the field was not looking at the base. And the ground ball, and here comes Coach New out. So Dexter gets a run on the play. Currently, there's runners at first and second for the Bearcats. It's not going to change anything, but certainly hurts. It looked like the throw was in front of the slide. But we're a long way away from it from here. Still nobody out in the inning. And the cleanup hitter, Jackson Howard, comes to the plate. Runners at first and second. They'll look Lovelady back to second. Anderson, that ball wasn't hit real hard to him, had to go to his right, and he faked the throw to first. And Lovelady was off the bag, and they threw to Patterson. Now the runners go, and without a throw, the runners are going to be at second and third on the ball. Now the home plate umpire talking to the batter. Not sure what this discussion is about. But Coach News up on the top step of the dugout. He probably wants to know as well what that conversation was about. Runners at second and third now for the Bearcats. Jackson Howard takes this pitch for a ball. Ball 2. 2-0. Outside is ball 3. Boy, walks have killed the Indians in this inning. Alford and Lovelady walked, and Carrier with a gift after the Indians tried to pick off the runner at second. Didn't get the call. Fouled out of play, 3-1. They turned the hitter Howard loose, 3-0. He fouls it off. 2-1 Kennett, but runners at second and third now for Dexter. Wilson with the pitch. Swing and a miss. There's a good breaking ball from the sophomore. Count goes full, 3-2. Damon Kelly will follow this ball game. Fouled back to the backstop. Count remains 3-2. Hayden has thrown 20 pitches here in this inning. Still hasn't recorded an out. He's looking for one here with a 3-2 pitch to the cleanup hitter, Jackson Howard. That's ball 4, and the bases are loaded. 3 walks in the inning. A run in, and here is Jackson Miller, the catcher. Middle infield for Kennett's double play depth. First and third, they're coming in. They're going to try to get the force out with Lovelady, the runner at third. Miller strokes it to left center field. This is going to get down for a hit, and this is going to score a couple of runs. The throw comes back in, and it's cut off, and Dexter takes a 3-2 lead over the Indians. Well, that's where the walks will hurt you. Then you get a little base hit. Scores a couple of runs. Caleb Duncan with a good strong throw, but no way they could get Lovelady and Carrier on that last play. So now Dexter with runners at first and second. They lead 3-2. Here's Gibson Booker, a left-handed batter, and this is going to be a trip out to the mound by Coach Aaron New, and we're going to have a pitching change here in this ball game in the first. Still nobody out, 2 on. We'll tell you about the new Kennett pitcher when we return to Cape Central right after this.
We are pioneers, dreamers, the ones they said would never make it, and the ones still trying. We're lifesavers, life changers, those who bring life to your world. We're where compassion meets precision and empowerment meets innovation. An expert system of care where love abounds so that God can do the impossible. We are NEA Baptist.
Now is the time to get your air conditioner serviced for the warm days ahead. Let the experienced techs at Duncan Sheet Metal replace that old unit with a new high-efficiency unit to stay more comfortable during the upcoming warmer months. A new high-efficiency unit will pay for itself with the big savings you see on your utility bill. Turn to the experts at Duncan Sheet Metal today for service and installation. 601 Highway VV in Kennett.
Duncan Sheet Metal wishes Caleb Duncan and the entire Kennett Indian baseball team the best of luck this season.
Baker Implement Company and Case IH are proud to support area high school athletics.
The same way we have supported our customers and the community for 86 years.
Visit any of our 13 locations in Southeast Missouri and Northeast Arkansas to experience the power of red and the service and support that has kept customers coming back since 1938.
Case IH and Baker Implement Company, supporting our community on the field and in your field.
Pitching change will bring in Cade Anderson, another Kennett sophomore, as Owen Wilson just didn't have it this afternoon. Dexter with 3 runs, 2 runners on, and nobody out here in the bottom of the first after Kennett scored 3 in the top half of the inning. Cade Anderson coming in from his shortstop position will take over for the Indians and face a lefty, Gibson Booker. Defensively, Cash Franklin moves from third to shortstop. John Baker Brown from his DH position enters to play the field at third base. Middle infield still at double play depth for the Indians. First pitch from Cade Anderson to Gibson Booker, and he'll bunt it down the third baseline, and hopefully it'll roll foul, and it does. Smart play there by Anderson to let that ball roll, and it rolls into foul territory. Started about 3 or 4 feet fair and just kept cutting over toward the third baseline, and it rolls in foul territory. Coach Edwards looking for more here in the inning, and you can't blame him. Kennett with 2 in the top half of the inning. Now 3 runs for the Bearcats, and still nobody out. And runners at first and second. Gibson Booker, the hitter at the plate, facing Anderson. Looper down the left field line. That one's going to get down and fair. Roll in the corner, knocked down there by Duncan. Another run will score as the throw comes in, and runners for the Bearcats at second and third. Base hit the opposite way by Gibson Booker. Caleb sliding over in foul territory. Made a nice play on it. But no way they could get Howard scoring on the play. On the throw coming in, Miller and Booker will move up. They're at second and third now. And the Bearcats up 4-2. Cade Anderson. We're still looking for the first out in this first inning. Not the way the Indians wanted it to go after getting 2 runs in the top half of the inning. First pitch as a ball to Connor Hankins, second baseman for the Bearcats. None of the balls hit by Dexter have been extremely hard, but 3 passes and not making some plays they should have made. Been a big difference in this one. Here's a called strike, and it's 1-1 now on Hankins. Anderson in relief of Wilson. They'll show bunt. The bunt right out in front of the plate. Suicide squeeze, and they tries to go home, and everybody's safe again. Another run scores as Miller crosses the plate. Anderson trying to go to Pruitt on the play. And Miller scores, and it's 5-2. Dexter. And there are still 0 outs in the first inning. Hankins, the runner at first. Booker moves up to third base on the play. Trey Pettigo, the pitcher, stands in, and the throw to first. Hankins back in there safely. 5-2 Dexter. We're still in the bottom of the first inning with nobody out. Anderson with a pitch. Curveball is a strike. The 0-1 pitch to Pettigo. He shows bunt, takes it for a strike, the throw back to the pitcher. And Hankins takes second base. Couple of more runners in scoring position, but Kennett looking for the first out. The number 8 hitter at the plate for the Bearcats, Trey Pettigo. The 0-2 pitch popped up down the first baseline. Foul territory, no one's going to get to it. It lands over by the fence. Count remains 0-2. 5-2 Dexter. Oh, 2 pitch to Pettigo is high, ball 1, 1-2. Anderson off the stretch. The pitch foul back to the backstop. Count remains 1-2. The pitch, curveball hits the batter, and the base is loaded. Not a very good start for the Indians in this one. Bases loaded and still nobody out. 5 runs across for the Bearcats. Courtesy runner coming on for the pitcher, Pettigo. Cade was ahead in the count, but the curveball got away and hit the batter. And as most batters should do, they stay in there and take it and take the base instead of ducking out of the way of it, especially a breaking ball like that. Strike on the outside corner. Cade gets ahead of Houston Neely now. Kennett just looking for an out. 5 runs across for Dexter. Bases loaded. A ground ball to first, and that goes under Owen Williams' glove, and it's fair. That'll score 2 more runs, and Dexter leads 7-2. The ball went right over the bag and just went right under the senior first baseman's glove. He might have thought it was going to bounce up and maybe hit the bag, but Booker scores on the play, and we'll go back to the top of the order. Or actually, Hankins scored on the play. Runner goes on the first pitch, and Alford fouls it to the backstop, strike 1. Neely, the base runner at first base. Still nobody out. 7-0, or 7-2 in favor of the Bearcats. Almost forgot we scored 2 runs. It's been so long since we've been at the plate. Strike on the outside corner, and the runner, Neely, will steal second. Alford has a couple of runners in scoring position. Nobody down, bottom of the first. The 0-2. Fouled, and Nolan stays alive, 0-2. Dexter is batted around here in the first inning. Anderson's pitch. Strike called on the outside corner, and that may have been a generous strike zone that time for the first out of the inning. Kennett will take it, though. Nolan may not like it as he trots back to the dugout. Didn't say anything. Now Justice Lovelady. Justice walked. First 2 batters walked, and then things ran off the tracks for the Indians in the bottom half of this inning. Ball is high, ball 1. Lovelady scoring the second run of the ball game. 7-2. 1 down, bottom of the first. Runners at second and third for Dexter. Fouled out of play. 1-1 the count. Little breaking ball, and he's going to poke it out into right center field. It's been one of those kind of days for the Indians, and it's 9-2 Dexter on a 2 RBI single by Justice Lovelady to right field. Franklin gets the throw in. Pettigo scores. Neely scores on the play, and Lovelady now at first base. Still just 1 out here in the first. Bo Carrier, the hitter. Bo shows bunt, and that lets the runner take second. Lovelady on the stolen base. The pitch was a ball. And it's 1-0 to Bo Carrier. This one's hit out into center field. Gilmore having to come on and can't get there. It drops right in front of Hayden. The runner, Lovelady, will stay at second. That's another hit in the inning, a little bloop fly ball that lands in front of the Kennett center fielder, Gilmore. Dexter with runners at first and second now. One out, and Jackson Howard, the cleanup hitter. He's the 13th batter to come to the plate in this inning. Still one out, 2 on, 9 runs in for the Bearcats. Outside corner is a called strike from Anderson. Sun is shining at the ballpark, but there's clouds over the Kennett dugout down the first baseline. They are not having the kind of inning that they wanted after jumping out to a 2-0 lead. Here's a line drive to the first baseman, Owen Williams. He'll catch it, and that's out number 2. Runners all back safely. Owen looked at Carrier, then he looked down at Lovelady, didn't have a play there. So now 2 down for the Bearcats, and Jackson Miller will come to the plate. Reese Robinette homered against Texas, just getting that report. Kennett could use Reese back on the field in this one, trying to make up this deficit. Runner goes, the throw to third, not in time. So on the ball, Lovelady takes third, and Carrier moves down to second base. Strike called on the next pitch. 9-2 Dexter, 1-1 the count to Jackson Miller, the catcher. Fouled back to the backstop. 1-2 the count. Now, Rusty Hendricks up a little earlier, the broadcaster for Notre Dame. He's probably out having a hot dog now. They're going to get a late start. They were scheduled, I believe, 4:30 for a start this afternoon, but unless things change, that's not going to happen. This ball is low. Ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and runners at second and third for Dexter. Two pitch to Miller. Curveball. That bounces off the batter, and the bases are loaded. Been one of those innings for the Indians. Miller at first. Bases loaded. And Gibson Booker bats again. The 15th hitter for Dexter to bat in the first inning. I can't remember many of these innings. Gibson with a base hit the opposite way, driving in one of the 9 runs for the Bearcats. His first at bat, facing Anderson. High and outside, ball 1 from Cade. Hayden Wilson got the start, and then Cade Anderson coming in relief, and Cade has thrown 30 pitches in relief of the Kennett starter. 2 down, bases loaded for Dexter. And they're going to wrap one out to right field, and that one's going to drop in. Another base hit. And a runner going to third, and they're going to tag out the runner at third, but the runner will score at the plate. So 2 runs across for the Bearcats. They throw the runner out at third, and the Bearcats lead it 11-2 as the Indians come to bat. In the top of the second. Back with that right after this commercial break.
You all hear me tell the stories on our Glen St. ads, and I enjoy people coming to me and referring to certain stories. Some of these stories go way back. We will continue to tell stories, mention our troops, and telling our customers how much our families appreciate their business. Our people always look forward to seeing you. We want you to enjoy your visit. Best price, best service. Glen St. and God bless our troops.
Top of the second we go, and it's 11-2 Bearcats. And Trey Pettigo, 29 pitches in his first inning. He has to be feeling good about the change of direction of this ball game after Kennett jumped out to 2-0 lead. And then Pettigo, now the beneficiary of 11 runs in the bottom half of the first inning. Rusty Hendricks. Rusty, I'll be out of here in a hurry unless you're going to take the air early. So as he's plugging in a power cord here, and we try to get out of the way of the other broadcasters coming in as they roll in and out of here for the SEMO Conference Tournament. Zane Franklin will lead things off, followed by Cade Anderson and Hayden Gilmore for the Indians. 11 runs on 6 hits and a few miscues by the Indians. First pitch is low, ball 1 to Zane. The good news is we're only in the second inning, so the Indians have a lot of time to hack away at this lead. Swing and a miss, 1-1 the count, as I'm trying to be optimistic this afternoon. Kennett, another pitcher warming up down in the bullpen. When you play these 3 games in the SEMO Conference Tournament as a foul ball, makes it 1-2 to Zane Franklin. Pitching becomes a premium. How many arms you have left. Hayden Gilmore finished for his senior season on the mound after pitching yesterday, and a curveball is called strike 3 on the inside corner to Franklin. So 1 man down here. In the top of the second, Cade Anderson will bat. Cade, a couple of big hits at Poplar Bluff yesterday, driving in the lone Kennett run. Hits this one on 1 hop to the shortstop Neely. The low throw, and Cade will reach safely and stay at first. A throwing error by Neely, and Kennett with a man on at first. Booker tried to scoop it over there, but gets by him and over to the fence. Hayden Gilmore will bat now for the Indians. Hayden started the ball game off with a walk. Scored the first run for Kennett. Anderson at first. Big hole on the right side of the infield, and ball 1 is outside to Kennett senior left-hander, Hayden Gilmore. One-oh pitch. Hayden smacks it on a line. First baseman Booker catches it and steps on the bag, and the top half of the second comes to an end. Been that kind of day so far for the Indians, folks. We'll go to the bottom of the second. Dexter bats, and they lead 11-2.
Hey, this is Daryl Wilcoxon with Wilcoxon's Home Place on the South Bypass in Kennett, Missouri. We're getting new products in every week and would like to help you make your place a show place. Living room suites, recliners, including lift chairs, bedroom suites, mattress sets with adjustable bases, appliances, and TVs. We have several payment options available. Come see us at Wilcoxon's Home Place Furniture and Appliance, 901 South Bypass in Kennett, Missouri. A family furniture tradition for over 70 years.
In Kennett, we know our community because we're a part of it. At Kennett Board of Public Works, we're local just like you. That means we're just minutes away. With fast response times, we're here for emergencies, ensuring your internet is restored quickly. We offer reliable, high-speed internet to keep your home and business connected. Kennett Board of Public Works, we're your local team, keeping you connected. Here when you need us, always.
At First State Community Bank, we pride ourselves on our personal, friendly approach, and our commitment to the community makes us an effective business partner. That's why we're proud to announce that our efforts have earned us the title of Best In-State Bank for the state of Missouri, awarded by Forbes. We are incredibly grateful to our customers who allow us to be their trusted financial partner. Thank you for your confidence in FSCB and for this recognition as one of the best banks in the state. First State Community Bank. Success starts here. Member FDIC. Online at fscb.com.
Owen Williams now pitching for the Indians and gets a pop-up out into right field, and the ball drops in front of Zane Franklin. Patterson was back, Franklin coming in, and another miscue by the Indians, and that's the way this second inning starts. Nobody touched it. Landed right in front of Zane. A couple of steps in front of Zane, so the leadoff man on for Dexter. Trey Pettigo, the pitcher, will once again hit. Now facing Owen Williams. Third Kennett pitcher of the afternoon. And a bunt right back toward the mound. Owen will field. Now he'll try to throw to second, and everybody's going to be safe. Owen looked at first, then he decided he would try to throw it to second. And the ball goes off the shortstop Anderson's glove and goes out into left field. So Dexter with runners at first and second and nobody out. Courtesy runner for the pitcher, Pettigo, comes into the ball game. 11-2, Dexter leads, and we're at the bottom of the second inning. Kennett jumped out to a 2-0 lead in the ball game. Skeeter Kell Sporting Goods, we appreciate their sponsorship for Kennett Indian broadcast all season long. Outside corner is a called strike from Owen Williams to Houston Neely. That bunt was right back in about halfway between home plate and the pitcher's mound. Owen got it and looked to first and then spun and tried to get the runner going down to second. Hankins at second. Pinch runner for the pitcher, Pettigo, and a high leg kick, and they'll throw down to second. And the runner back in there safely. Let me tell you about the defensive changes with Owen coming in from first base. Cash Franklin will now be the first baseman. John Baker Brown will be at third, and the shortstop once again is Cade Anderson for the Indians. 0-1 the count to Houston Neely. Houston shows bunt. Bunts it down the first baseline, and it's going to go foul. Hankins back to second. Pinch runner at first base. 0-2 the count to Houston Neely. We're in the bottom of the second. They'll throw behind the runner at first, and in there safely the pinch runner. Cash Franklin sneaking behind the runner as they try to get the first out of the inning, but the runner back in safely. Hankins at second, and the pinch runner again at first base takes his lead for Dexter. The 0-2 from Owen Williams to Houston Neely. Houston swings and misses. There's out number one in the inning. Back to the top of the order for the Bearcats, Nolan Alford. Nolan checks his swing and fouls it down the first baseline. Strike one. Dexter leads 11-2. Nolan takes this curveball inside. 1-1 the count. Owen Williams, the Kennett right-hander, checks the runner at second. The pitch, high and tight, ball 2. 2-1. Action started at 9 o'clock this morning as Jackson defeats Poplar Bluff to advance to the championship game. Following that, it was Cape Central, who trailed, came back to overtake Sykeston and win big. And the Tigers go to the championship game. Ground ball to Franklin, gets the force at second, the relay to first, not in time. Good job by Franklin at first, getting that runner at second base on the fielder's choice. Alford with good speed. They weren't able to turn the two, so Franklin down to Anderson for the out. Hankins, or the pinch runner for Hankins, down to third base now. First and third, 1 down in the inning, or 2 down in the inning, correction. Here's Justice Lovelady. Runner goes. Pitch is a strike. Strike one. Now the 0-1. Outside, ball 1. 1-1 the count. Little check swing. Cash Franklin will grab this one for the out, and the inning comes to an end. 11-2. Dexter strands a pair of runners. They come up empty in the second. Kennett bats in the third when we return right after this.
At Farm Credit Southeast Missouri, we know that the days of parking your equipment in the shed after a long harvest and taking it easy for a while no longer exist. The business of farming is much more complex. We've been in the ag lending business for over 100 years, and we are ready to help your operation reach its best potential. We've got the loan and crop insurance products and the experience right here ready to serve you. We are your ag lender.
Your ag lender will always be there.
Contact Matthew Poole or Nathan Creed at 888-6624.
Springtime and tournament season are here at the Kennett Country Club. Don't miss your chance to play in the biggest event of the year, the 3-man tournament coming up on May 3rd and 4th. Then it's the Mixed Pairs Tournament on May 17th and 18th. These fill up fast. Get your team entered today. Check out their brand new lineup of golf apparel from FootJoy, Greg Norman, Bogey Brothers, and Pins and Aces. Good times, great golf at the Kennett Country Club.
Again, that 3-man scramble going on at the Kennett Country Club this weekend. I think they were probably sold out in that tournament. The Mixed Pairs Tournament coming up next in May. So be sure you want to get in that tournament, call out to the pro shop. Don't do it today. They are covered up out there. They'll have a great time with the tournament. It'll be Duncan Franklin, Cash Franklin, and Caden Pruitt due up for the Indians. Jackson Patterson, if anyone can reach, and Trey Pettigo through 2 innings, 36 pitches. Gave up the 2 runs in the top half of the first, and the Kennett Indians feeling good, and the wheels fell off, but here's a base hit by Caleb Duncan to left field, and a good start to the 3rd inning for the Indians. Line drive to left. Caleb reaches safely. Howard gets the ball back in quickly. Coach Aaron New had a long conversation with his ball club, huddled up right outside the first base dugout between innings. Caleb, he put on the batting helmet, and he was in the on-deck circle, so he did not close up and personal witness the discussion in the huddle outside the dugout, but the senior probably knew what it was all about. This pitch bounces at the plate. Now Duncan off first, will return to first. As a good block back there by Miller. 1 ball, no strikes to count to Cash Franklin. Cash, a base hit, his first plate appearance. See if he can do it again. The Indians scoring a couple in the first. Duncan dances off the plate, or the base at first, and the ball is low. And another good stop by Miller keeps Duncan at first base. Chilly afternoon here in Cape Girardeau at Cape Central High School. Wind blows from the north this afternoon. Outside corner, 2-1 now to Franklin on the called strike. Caden Pruitt, the cleanup hitter in the on-deck circle. Leadoff hit by Caleb Duncan. And Caleb takes off for second. Inside curveball, and the throw to second is not in time. Caleb with a stolen base. The pitch, I believe, was a ball to Cash Franklin. It was a ball, 3-1. Caleb with a stolen base is now in scoring position down at second. See if Cash finds one he likes here and drives in a run and gets Kennett a little closer. Ball 4. We'll take that as well. So Franklin at first. Down to second base after the stolen base is Duncan, and here's Caden Pruitt. Coach Edwards will go out and visit with his pitcher. First 2 have reached for Kennett here in this 3rd inning. (11-2). Looking at the hits total, and this will tell you all you need to know about this ball game. 6 hits for Dexter, 5 hits for Kennett, 11 runs for Dexter, 2 runs for Kennett so far. Caden Pruitt now will try to keep the parade moving along in the 3rd. First 2 have reached. Duncan with a single. And a ball inside to Caden Pruitt. Franklin with a walk. Booker is in at first base, protecting against the bunt, which is not going to happen down 11-2. The 1-0 pitch to Pruitt with a runner going. And stealing safely is Caleb Duncan on the play. Franklin follows down to second. And the pitch was a ball, 2-0. So now Caden can drive in a pair. Caleb Duncan, a good jump that time, steals 3rd. Now 2-0 to Pruitt. Caden fouls it over the backstop and out of play. 2-1. Ground ball, foul down the 3rd baseline. Caleb in foul territory, got out of the way of that one. 2-2 the count to Pruitt. Pettigo's 2-2 pitch. Fouled over the backstop again. Count remains 2-2. Caden hits this one on the ground. Another good play by Carrier at third. The throw across the diamond is in time for the out. Well, Bo Carrier's made a couple of great plays. Duncan has to stay at third. Diving for that one, coming up and throwing a strike out at first base. So Duncan and Franklin remain at third and second. Now one down for Jackson Patterson. Jackson grounds it back to the pitcher. They look the runner back. They'll throw to first. A high throw. Now the tag is made on Patterson. And that's the second out of the inning. Runners remain at second and third. Ground ball right back to the pitcher. Pettigo. So Duncan remains at third. Franklin, the runner, at second. Now Owen Williams. Owen strokes it to left field. Left fielder's owned, and Howard makes the catch. That's the way the day is going for the Indians. As they strand a pair of runners in the third, they trail 11-2 Dexter Bats when we return right after this.
Hi, I'm Judith Davis with Southeast Missouri State University, and it's never too early or too late to start your degree. Fall registration is open, and now's the time to take that next step toward your future. At our Kennett campus, you can earn a 4-year degree in psychology, agribusiness, education, or business with affordable options to fit your life. Call today to speak to an advisor about scholarships and financial aid, or visit us at 1230 First Street in Kennett or online at SEMO.edu. SEMO, your university, your hometown.
Who doesn't love being number one? When your team's dominating the standings, or your favorite band rocks the charts at number one, it feels good, right? Kind of like how it feels when you have auto insurance with State Farm. Because making you feel like number one is an honor your local State Farm agent takes seriously. Through the good times and not so good, your State Farm agent's proud to be here to help life go right.
See State Farm agent Greg Wilson in Kennett. Call 888-4913.
Owen Williams takes his warm-up tosses. He came in that second inning, recorded all 3 outs, but that's the third Kennett pitcher used in this ball game as Hayden Wilson got the start. Cade Anderson came on in relief, and now Owen Williams, pitcher number 3, and Kennett trails 11-2. Dexter Bats, bottom of the third, 3, 4, and 5 in the order. Carrier, Howard, and Miller do up for the Bearcats. Throw down to second. We're ready to go here in the third. Bo Carrier 2 for 2 on the afternoon for the Bearcats. Facing Owen Williams for the first time. First pitch from Owen. Strike on the outside corner. Next pitch from Owen. Swing and a miss. Quickly 0-2 on Carrier. Bo Carrier leading off the bottom of the third inning. Owen Williams ahead 0-2. And the pitch. Low and outside, ball 1. In the championship game, it will be Jackson taking on Cape Central. At the late game Monday at Kappa Hall. Fouled back to the backstop. 1-2 the count remains. Poplar Bluff will play Sykeston in the third place game. Curveball is inside. Ball 2 now to Carrier. 2-2. Strike 3 called on the outside corner. Strike zone may be getting a little wider here with an 11-2 ball game as we play in the third. Now Jackson Howard will hit. Jackson, the cleanup hitter, is hitless so far in the ball game. Facing Owen Williams. He strokes this one to right field, right at Zane Franklin. Hit it well, but Zane was there for the out. And 2 outs here in the third. Jackson Miller will come to the plate now for the Bearcats. Jackson 1 for 1 this afternoon. Swings, foul tips the first pitch, strike one. Reese Robinette has just hit his second homer of the day for the Arkansas Razorbacks and has 5 RBIs this afternoon against Texas. Day is going a little better for Reese. Good for him. Swing and a miss. Now 0-2 to Jackson Miller. Owen Williams. Here's a swing and a miss, and the Bearcats retired 1-2-3 in the third. We will go to the fourth inning. Indians bat when we return to Cape Central High School right after this.
We are pioneers, dreamers, the ones they said would never make it, and the ones still trying. We're lifesavers, life changers, those who bring life to your world. We're where compassion meets precision and empowerment meets innovation. An expert system of care where love abounds so that God can do the impossible. We are NEA Baptist.
Now is the time to get your air conditioner serviced for the warm days ahead. Let the experienced techs at Duncan Sheet Metal replace that old unit with a new high-efficiency unit to stay more comfortable during the upcoming warmer months. A new high-efficiency unit will pay for itself with the big savings you see on your utility bill. Turn to the experts at Duncan Sheet Metal today for service and installation. 601 Highway VV in Kennett.
Duncan Sheet Metal wishes Caleb Duncan and the entire Kennett Indian baseball team the best of luck this season.
Top of the fourth we go, and the Indians will send up J.B. Brown, Zane Franklin, and Cade Anderson facing Trey Pettigo. 11-2 Bearcats. A lot of work to do for the Indians. Tad Jones reporting that home run, number 2 for Reese Robinette this afternoon against Texas, was hit over the scoreboard. And that's a long shot in Fayetteville, if you've ever been over to the ballpark, as we get close to 4 o'clock here at Cape Central High School. Our broadcast on 98.7 WGCQ FM Haytide Kennett and AM 1540 KBOA AM Kennett. Monty Lyons handling our radio duties, getting us connected to our radio stations. Tad Jones handling all of our video setups, and we appreciate their help and, of course, all of our sponsors who make our broadcast possible. J.B. Brown leads things off and tries to get things started for the Indians in the fourth and takes a strike. FCC, one of our great broadcast sponsors, they have their behavioral health division and also their primary care facility. This is a ball. Evens the count 1-1. Family Counseling Center, FCC. We appreciate their sponsorship of our broadcast. JB gets under this one. Hits it in the air toward Neely, the shortstop, who takes it for out number 1. Pop up on the infield and 1 down here in the fourth for the Indians. Zane Franklin will hit for Kennett. Zane swings and fouls it at the plate, strike 1. We had some clouds and rain in the area between game 1 and 2. That was just a little after 11 o'clock today. Actually rained pretty hard for a little while, and they played the rest of game 2 without precipitation. Ground ball to short, another chance for Neely. Fields throws in time. Oh, they're going to pull Booker off the bag at first. So beating that one out was Zane Franklin. First baseman Booker tried to stretch, and they're going to say Franklin reaches safely, so we'll take it. 1 out base runner for Cade Anderson. Cade reached on an error his first time up by the Dexter shortstop. Strike one to Anderson. Hits are now at 6 apiece in this ball game. The runs are 11-2 in favor of the Dexter Bearcats. Pettigo will look the runner back to first without a throw as he steps off. Pitch is inside, and Franklin's going to steal second. 1-1 now the count to Kennett sophomore Cade Anderson. Hayden Gilmore in the on-deck circle. Kennett trying to peck away in this one. So we play in the top of the fourth with one down. Kennett with 2 in the first. Then Dexter put up the big numbers on the Indians. Here's a strike, 1-2 to Cade. Fouled off. Count remains 1-2 to Anderson. $11 on Monday. If the Indians don't come back, they'll be in action in the 7th place game. First game of the day at Capitol Park. This ball almost hit Cade. Went by the bill of his batting helmet, and that's ball 2. 2-2 now to Anderson. Notre Dame and Kelly play next. Swing and a miss by Cade, and there's out number 2 in the inning. The loser of this one will play the loser of Notre Dame and Kelly. Monday at 11 at Capitol Hall. Franklin, the base runner at second, and Hayden Gilmore, the batter at the plate. See if Hayden can get us a little closer. Ball 1 outside to Gilmore. Bentley Farms, Wes and Chantel Bentley. Their farms at Dudley, but they live in Kennett and big Kennett baseball supporters. Have 3 young men coming up through the ranks that hope to be on the field playing for the Indians. Ball 2 to Gilmore, 2-0. The oldest one, Gabe, is in the 8th grade. Then they have Gaines in kindergarten, Gatlin starting preschool. Big Kennett Indian baseball fans. Ball 3 to Gilmore, 3-0. Caleb Duncan in the on-deck circle for Kennett. Singled, but made his way around to third after stealing second and third, but the Indians couldn't get him home. Now the 3-0 pitch to Gilmore. Hayden takes strike 1. 3-1 to Gilmore. Trey Pettigo looks at Franklin down at second. Now he steps off. Now the pitch to Hayden. Low ball 4. Runners at first and second for the Indians and 2 down. And here's Caleb Duncan. Caleb singled on a line drive to left field his last at bat. Grounded out to the third baseman, Carrier, who made a nice play in his first at bat. First pitch to Caleb. Breaking ball is a strike. St. Louis Cardinals rained out today up in St. Louis. They'll play a doubleheader tomorrow, a split doubleheader. First game at regular start time. I think they moved it up an hour, and then they'll play the second game later in the evening. This pitch high, ball 1, 1-1 to Caleb. Boot Hill Conference Baseball Tournament was set to get underway in Malden today. Our KCRV crew was going to have coverage over there, but that has been rained out, postponed until Monday. Ground ball to third and a throw to first, and the out at first is Booker with a stretch from the throw from Carrier, and they get Duncan at first. So Kennett strands a pair of runners. They come up empty in the fourth. Dexter bats bottom of the fourth, and they lead this one 11-2.
Baker Implement Company and Case IH are proud to support area high school athletics.
The same way we have supported our customers and the community for 86 years.
Visit any of our 13 locations in Southeast Missouri and Northeast Arkansas to experience the power of red and the service and support that has kept customers coming back since 1938.
Case IH and Baker Implement Company, supporting our community on the field and in your field.
Ultimate Fitness in Kennett, one of our great broadcast sponsors. They have the great modern workout equipment, 24-hour access. You can work out on your own schedule at Ultimate Fitness. Great membership plans available. Call 888-9000 for more information or go by and see them. They'll give you a tour. The lefty, Gibson Booker, takes the ball outside as we get underway in the bottom of the fourth. Dexter leads 11-2. Booker, Hankins, and Pettigo, the pitcher, due up. Here in the fourth, facing Owen Williams. Fouled out of play, 1-1 the count now to Booker. This pitch, a curveball, stays outside. 2-1 to Booker. Gibson is 2 for 2 this afternoon, the lefty. First baseman for the Bearcats. Outside ball 3-1. Unless we can overcome this deficit, we're playing at 11 o'clock in the 7th place game at Kappa Hall on Monday. A foul tip into the mid. 3-2 the count now to Booker. Owen Williams starting his third inning of work. Third Kennett pitcher in this ball game. Strike 3 called. Again, the strike zone may be a little bigger here with a 9-run lead for the Bearcats as we play in the bottom of the fourth. First man down is Booker. And now Connor Hankins. Connor is 1 for 1 this afternoon. Owen. Outside corner is a called strike. I will say that ground ball that Anderson made the fake throw to first and then threw back to second trying to get the base runner. As this is a strike on the outside corner. In defense of the umpire, the base umpire is in front of that play. He's between the pitcher's mound and the shortstop, and that's to his back, and he was looking toward first base where normally the throw would go. Ground ball to third. High hop, J.B. Brown to first, and there's out number 2. First 2 retired for the Bearcats. So just one of those plays you don't see very often. And the umpire had the bouncing ball go by him to the shortstop, and he automatically glances over toward first, looking for the throw to sail that way. Here's Trey Pettigo. Outside corner to Trey is a called strike. 2 down, nobody on for Dexter. We're at the bottom of the fourth inning. 11-2 Bearcats. Swing and a miss. Quickly 0-2 to Pettigo. Trey may be ready to go get the glove and go back to work on the mound, as he's been good after giving up the 2 runs in the first inning. He has been excellent. He'll ground this one slowly to third. John Baker with another opportunity. Double clutch, but throws to first in time for the out. 1-2-3 Bearcats retired in the fourth. We'll go to the fifth. Indians bat. They trail 11-2.
You all hear me tell the stories on our Grand St. ads, and I enjoy people coming to me and referring to certain stories. Some of these stories go way back. We will continue to tell stories, mention our troops, and telling our customers how much our families appreciate their business. Our people always look forward to seeing you. We want you to enjoy your visit. Best price, best service. Win same, and God bless our troops.
Hey, this is Daryl Wilcoxon with Wilcoxon's Home Place on the South Bypass in Kennett, Missouri. We're getting new products in every week and would like to help you make your place a show place. Living room suites, recliners, including lift chairs, bedroom suites, mattress sets with adjustable bases, appliances, and TVs. We have several payment options available. Come see us at Wilcoxon's Home Place Furniture and Appliance, 901 South Bypass in Kennett, Missouri. A family furniture tradition for over 70 years.
Top of the fifth we go. It'll be 3, 4, and 5 in the order. Due up for Kennett, Cash Franklin, Caden Pruitt, and Jackson Patterson. Owen Williams, if anyone can reach. Patterson Auto Sales on Highway 412, right near the fairgrounds entrance in Kennett, one of our great broadcast sponsors. See Trenton Patterson when you're looking for that automobile, SUV, truck. He has a good selection. He can find you what you need. And the best thing of all, he's worked for the big dealerships, and he knows all the tricks of the trade, and he knows how to save you some money on that automobile purchase. Go by and see him before you buy. Patterson's Auto Sales. Cash Franklin 1 for 1 at the plate. Takes strike one as we're underway here in the fifth inning. (11-2) Bearcats. Foul ball makes it 0-2 to Cash. See some action down in the Kennett bullpen as Zane Franklin starting to throw for the Indians. They've gone through 3 pitchers already in this one. Foul ball over to the third base dugout. That's where the Bearcats are stationed. Hits the net in front of the dugout, and everybody's good. 0-2, the count to Franklin. Cash trying to reach base and get things started in the fifth. Trey Pettigo with a pitch, low and outside, ball 1, 1-2. This pitch, a line drive, right center field is going to get down for a hit. So Franklin reaches safely. Leadoff single by Franklin, and he's at first base. Actually, Jackson Howard has moved in, and he's doing the pitching now for Pettigo. So Howard in at pitcher, and the first pitch is inside, ball 1. So my stats are going to be a little unofficial, which is fairly common knowledge, as Dennis Nail would be known to say. Strike on the inside corner. 1-1 to Caden Pruitt. Caden looking for his first hit of the ball game. He's 0 for 2. Cash Franklin, the base runner at first base, takes his lead. Leadoff single here in the fifth. Pruitt hits it in the air out to right center field. And a right fielder, Lovelady, makes the catch. And there's out number 1 here in the fifth. Franklin retreats back to first base on the fly ball out. Now Jackson Patterson to the plate. Jackson 1 for 2 this afternoon for the Indians. Kennett's 2 runs coming in the first. It's been 0 since then for the Tribe. Ball 1 is high. Sunshine here at the ballpark after the rain showers around 11 o'clock this morning. Still cool temperatures. People huddled up with jackets, some with blankets. Ball 2 outside. Been spoiled by some of the warm weather. And now we get temperatures in the 60s and a wind blowing about 15 miles an hour out of the north. It feels like the dead of winter. Cash Franklin with the lead at first. The 2-0 pitch to the plate is inside to Patterson. Ball 3, 3-0. Owen Williams in the on-deck circle for Kennett. Kennett trailing 11-2. One out here in the fifth. Low ball 4. Two-runner zone now for the Indians as Patterson reaches with a walk. Cash Franklin moves down to second base. Now Owen Williams. Owen has done a good job coming into the game, pitching. May have Zane Franklin coming in as the fourth Kennett pitcher. That's the first pitch in the dirt, ball 1 to Owen. Coach Lou Allen and Coach New having to watch the pitch counts. Here's Coach Edwards coming out to visit with his right-hander Jackson Howard. Pettigo had got the start in this ball game. And after giving up a couple of runs in the first to the Indians, it's been all zeros since that point. Kennett's threatened a couple of times. Just haven't been able to get the big hit and get the runs across. I have Kennett with 5 hits and Dexter with 8. The scoreboard says Kennett with 7 hits and Dexter with 6, and that could very well be the case. Ground ball to third, fielded there. They'll go to second for 1, a relay to first, and the double play gets the Bearcats out of the inning. Bottom of the fifth we go. Dexter bats when we return to Cape Central right after this.
In Kennett, we know our community because we're a part of it. At Kennett Board of Public Works, we're local just like you. That means we're just minutes away. With fast response times, we're here for emergencies, ensuring your internet is restored quickly. We offer reliable, high-speed internet to keep your home and business connected. Kennett Board of Public Works, we're your local team, keeping you connected. Here when you need us, always.
At First State Community Bank, we pride ourselves on our personal, friendly approach, and our commitment to the community makes us an effective business partner. That's why we're proud to announce that our efforts have earned us the title of Best In-State Bank for the state of Missouri, awarded by Forbes. We are incredibly grateful to our customers who allow us to be their trusted financial partner. Thank you for your confidence in FSCB and for this recognition as one of the best banks in the state. First State Community Bank. Success starts here. Member FDIC. Online at fscb.com.
At Farm Credit Southeast Missouri, we know that the days of parking your equipment in the shed after a long harvest and taking it easy for a while no longer exist. The business of farming is much more complex. We've been in the ag lending business for over 100 years, and we are ready to help your operation reach its best potential. We've got the loan and crop insurance products and the experience right here ready to serve you. We are your ag lender.
Your ag lender will always be there.
Contact Matthew Poole or Nathan Creed at 888-6624.
Bottom of the fifth we go. Dexter bats, and then we'll now face Zane Franklin, the Kennett pitcher, the sophomore right-hander. The fourth pitcher of the day for the Indians. He'll face 9-1-2 for the Bearcats, 11-2 Dexter in this one. Defensive changes, Owen Williams back in the field at first base. That'll shuffle Cash Franklin back to third base where he started the ball game. It looks like Crafton Binkard is the right fielder for the Indians as he will come into the ball game. And Zane Franklin to work now. The tall right-hander. First pitch inside, ball 1. Playing in the SEMO Conference Tournament, pitching is such a requirement to get through these 3 games, Friday, Saturday, and then on Monday. Ball 2 misses inside. Zane a couple of misses. Inside to Houston Neely. Houston 1 for 2 this afternoon for the Bearcats. We play in the bottom of the fifth. Gets one off the fist to Owen Williams. Shovels to Zane, covering the bag. Played well by the sophomore pitcher. And that's out number 1. If you're curious, if Dexter scores a run in this 5th inning, the ball game will come to an end. So They get the leadoff base runner, but now they go to the leadoff hitter, Nolan Alford. Nolan's 0 for 2, a rare 0 for 2. Talented center fielder, tons of speed. He's walked, struck out, and grounded into a fielder's choice this afternoon. Now facing Zane Franklin, the fourth Kennett pitcher. Zane misses inside again. Ball 1. The ground out, though, was on an inside pitch that got in on the hands of Neely. As he grounds out to Owen Williams at first. 1-0 pitch to Alford. Ground ball, high hopper to Owen. He'll catch it, step on the bag. And there's an easy 2 outs for the Indians here in the 5th. Justice Lovelady now bats. And a ground ball to short on the first pitch. Kate Anderson charged, steps, throws just in time. 1-2-3 Bearcats retired in the 5th. I heard Rusty Hendricks let out a roar. Yay! So we're going to the 6th. Indians bat when we return right after this.
Springtime and tournament season are here at the Kennett Country Club. Don't miss your chance to play in the biggest event of the year, the 3-man tournament coming up on May 3rd and 4th. Then it's the Mixed Pairs Tournament on May 17th and 18th. These fill up fast. Get your team entered today. Check out their brand new lineup of golf apparel from FootJoy, Greg Norman, Bogey Brothers, and Pins and Aces. Good times, great golf at the Kennett Country Club.
Hi, I'm Judith Davis with Southeast Missouri State University, and it's never too early or too late to start your degree. Fall registration is open, and now's the time to take that next step toward your future. At our Kennett campus, you can earn a 4-year degree in psychology, agribusiness, education, or business with affordable options to fit your life. Call today to speak to an advisor about scholarships and financial aid, or visit us at 1230 First Street in Kennett or online at SEMO.edu. SEMO, your university, your hometown.
Jackson Howard takes his warm-up tosses, and the Bearcat right-hander will start his second inning of work, and his Bearcats lead the Indians 11-2. Kennett jumped out to a 2-0 lead, and from that point on, it has been all Bearcats in this one. It's coming to the plate. The hit for the Indians, I believe, is Crafton Binkard, and it is Crafton, left-handed hitter. So the freshman comes into the ball game to face Howard. Binkard went out to right field defensively in the last inning, and he swings and misses, strike 1. We are in the top of the 6th inning. Crafton pops it up right to the second baseman, Hankins, for out number 1. First out here in the 6th inning, and Zane Franklin will hit. Zane did a nice job his first inning on the mound. Didn't have to throw a lot of pitches. Unless Kennett makes a big comeback here, they will be playing at 11 o'clock on Monday. This ball is popped over the backstop, right on top of us for strike 1. Another pitcher warming up down in the bullpen for the Indians. Coach New trying to save arms in this one. Have some pitchers ready for Monday. This called strike on the inside corner to the Kennett sophomore Zane Franklin. Now the 0-2 pitch. Curveball, strike 3 called. It's 2 outs in the inning. Jackson Howard retires the first two Indians, and now batting is Cade Anderson. And a strike to Cade. Caden Gilmore now in the on-deck circle. Cade fouls it at the plate. 1-1 the count, or 0-2 the count to Anderson. That's what curveball sails over his head for ball one. Notre Dame and Kelly, it will be game 4 of the day here at Cape Central, coming up following this one about 30 minutes after we wrap up this one. Unless Kennett can overcome this 9-run deficit, they will take on the loser of that ball game at 11 o'clock on Monday at Kappa Hall. Pop up Booker over toward the Kennett dugout, and it's going to get over and hit the bleachers, out of play. 2-2 the count. Jackson Howard facing Cade Anderson, the 2-2 pitch with 2 down, nobody on. Strike 3 called on the outside corner. That'll do it for the Indians. We'll go to the bottom of the 6th Bearcats bat when we return to Cape Central High School right after this.
Who doesn't love being number one? When your team's dominating the standings, or your favorite band rocks the charts at number 1, it feels good, right? Kind of like how it feels when you have auto insurance with State Farm. Because making you feel like number 1 is an honor your local State Farm agent takes seriously. Through the good times and not so good, your State Farm agent's proud to be here to help life go right.
See State Farm agent Greg Wilson in Kennett. Call 888-4913.
We are pioneers, dreamers, the ones they said would never make it, and the ones still trying. We're lifesavers, life changers, those who bring life to your world. We're where compassion meets precision and empowerment meets innovation. An expert system of care where love abounds so that God can do the impossible. We are NEA Baptist.
Bottom of the 6th we go. It'll be 3, 4, and 5 for the Bearcats. Carrier, Howard, and Miller. And Zane Franklin starts his second inning of work. Zane only 6 pitches to get the 3 outs in the 5th. Throw goes down to second. I'm sure Coach Lou Allen and Coach New already have it going through their mind who we're going to pitch on Monday. So they'll figure all of that out. And it'll be against either district opponent. The Notre Dame Bulldogs or the Kelly Hawks. Those two teams square off next unless the Indians can overcome the 9-run deficit in the top of the 7th. They want to hold the Bearcats right where they are, and a swing and a miss, strike 1 to Carrier. Bo is 2 for 3 this afternoon. This curveball is in there for a strike. Zane has looked good coming into this ball game. A lot of young sophomore pitchers for this Kennett team. Now the 0-2 pitch from Franklin. Curveball and a swing and a miss. There's out number 1 here in the bottom of the 6th. Jackson Howard hits. Cleanup hitter for Dexter. Unofficially, I have Jackson 0 for 2 this afternoon. Current pitcher in the ball game, and Jackson swings and misses, strike 1. Zane Franklin, the multi-sport athlete, receiver on the football team, and big part of the basketball team as a sophomore. That one's right back at us, and it's quickly 0-2 to Howard. Now on the baseball field, outfielder and pitcher as a sophomore. Zane goes 6'4". Looks like he could still grow a few inches, and I'm sure all of his coaches would not object to that, especially Coach Seth McBroom on his basketball team. Curveball is high and tight to Howard, ball one. Congratulations to the Bearcats basketball team, their district victory, and moving on to state tournament play this year out of the Class 4 District 1. Foul back to the screen. Count remains 1-2. Several of the guys that on this baseball squad, I think they were also on the basketball court for the Bearcats. Of course, the Bearcats also have their diehard basketball players. That's all they do, the 1-2 pitch. Here's a line drive, right field. Drops in front of Binkert. Dexter's had a lot of those. They just put them right where they needed to, and a one-out base runner is Howard. Binkert out there in right field, got it back in quickly. Now Jackson Miller will hit. One down in the sixth. We started this one a little bit behind schedule as Miller pops it foul down the third baseline. Giving chase was Franklin, but it'll land right short of the fence down the left field line. See the Kelly Hawks moving down toward the first base dugout. They'll start stretching and getting ready. Notre Dame Bulldogs will do the same down in behind the third base dugout. More room back behind third base as this ball popped up on the infield. Who wants it? Now Owen Williams says he's got it, and he does. Runner back to first, and that's 2 outs in the inning. Gibson Booker will bat. The left-handed hitting first baseman. He's 2 for 3 this afternoon for Dexter. Howard, the base runner at first, now 2 down here in the bottom of the sixth. Throw to first, and the runner back in there safely. Kelly moving into the SEMO Conference this year after New Madrid County Central dropped out in baseball. So the Hawks competing in the tournament for the first time, swing and a miss by Booker, strike one. Unless they happen to be in the SEMO Conference years and years ago that I do not remember. Oh, and 1 the count to Booker. Strike on the outside corner. That's 0-2 to Booker. Howard, the runner at first, with a 2-out single to right field. Franklin trying to get us out of the 6th inning without any runs scored. Foul ball out of play. 0-2 it remains to Gibson Booker. We'll take a short break after the ball game, then wrap up our broadcast in case any broadcasters are moving into our spot here. I think they all set up outside for game 2. 0-2. This ball hit out to left field, slicing in the wind out toward Caleb Duncan, and Caleb has it for out number 3. Last chance for the Indians as we go to the 7th. Kennett trails Dexter 11-2.
Now is the time to get your air conditioner serviced for the warm days ahead. Let the experienced techs at Duncan Sheet Metal replace that old unit with a new high-efficiency unit to stay more comfortable during the upcoming warmer months. A new high-efficiency unit will pay for itself with the big savings you see on your utility bill. Turn to the experts at Duncan Sheet Metal today for service and installation. 601 Highway VV in Kennett.
Duncan Sheet Metal wishes Caleb Duncan and the entire Kennett Indian baseball team the best of luck this season.
Baker Implement Company and Case IH are proud to support area high school athletics.
The same way we have supported our customers and the community for 86 years.
Visit any of our 13 locations in Southeast Missouri and Northeast Arkansas to experience the power of red and the service and support that has kept customers coming back since 1938.
Case IH and Baker Implement Company, supporting our community on the field and in your field.
Justice Lovelady comes on. He'll try to close this one out for the Bearcats as they lead Kennett 11-2. Top of the order due up for the Indians. Hayden Gilmore will lead things off, followed by Caleb Duncan and Cash Franklin, needing lots of base runners and lots of runs if we're going to avoid playing in that 7th place game at 11 o'clock on Monday. Hayden officially 0 for 1 in the ball game. Leadoff walk and scored one of the Kennett runs. Takes ball 1 outside from Lovelady. A walk again is third at bat and lined into a double play. Hard hit ball to the first baseman, Booker. Strike on the outside corner, 1-1 the count. Fouled out of play, 1-2 the count now to Gilmore. So far, the only bright spot in this ball game was the 2-run top of the first inning, and then it was not good from that point forward. Hayden fouls it sharply off his leg. Looks like he's okay. We don't need Hayden to get injured here in an 11-2 ball game. He's okay. He's back in the box. A 1-2 pitch from Lovelady to Gilmore. Outside ball 2. In case you missed it, Reese Robinette started today against the Texas Longhorns. And Reese with a couple of home runs, 5 RBIs, and the second home run going over the scoreboard at Baum-Walker Stadium. Fouled out of play, 2-2 the count remains. I guess that's the bright spot for Kennett Indian baseball today. After that top of the first inning. The 2-2. Hayden pops it up over toward the dugout, and the wind's going to push that one out of play. 2-2 the count remains. Thanks to the folks at Cape Central High School, and it was nice getting used their press box. Rusty Hendricks is going to have an overcoat for his ball game as they set up down below us. He'll have the call of the Notre Dame Kelly game, a ground ball to second. There's the low throw to first, and reaching safely is Gilmore. An error will allow Hayden to reach safely. I was about to put it in the books, but we'll take the base runner. Caleb Duncan, 1 for 3 this afternoon, comes to the plate. After the first few innings, Kennett settled down and played pretty well, but the damage had been done. Strike 1 to Duncan. The Kelly Notre Dame game was scheduled to start at 4:30. We had some rain falling between game 1 and 2 that put this one a little behind. Then game 2 ran a little long. This ball over the backstop. Right on top of our heads. Thank goodness for the roof. 0-2 the count to Duncan. I like the way they schedule the games, 2.5 hours. These tournaments that schedule 2 hours, they're just dreaming. Curveball is a called strike 3, and Gilmore will steal second. But the first out of the inning on the called strike. And that brings up Cash Franklin. Cash is 2 for 2 this afternoon. He has a good day at the plate. Ball 1 high from Justice Lovelady. Dexter played Notre Dame up at Busch Stadium. I was talking to Coach Edwards. I told him if I'd have known they were playing that day, I would have went over and watched it. I was up in St. Louis that afternoon, but they had a good battle in that one. Curveball outside, ball 2 to Cash Franklin. Coach Edwards trying to conserve his pitching staff as well, as he's used several pitchers in the ball game. Ball 3 is inside. Lovelady in his first inning of work after Howard came in relief. Pettigo, the starter, who did a nice job. And he is set for the win. Ball 4 is to the backstop. Gilmore goes to third, and Cash Franklin with a walk will go down to first base. Coach Edwards will make another trip out to the mound as he'll talk to his Bearcats here in the 7th. 1 down in the top of the 7th, 11-2 Dexter. Again, we'll take a quick break and then come back and wrap things up from Cape Central. Coach New talking to Hayden Gilmore, who stands over at third base. Cash Franklin talking to Coach Lou Allen after reaching with a walk. Indians will have to shake this one off and be ready to play bright and early, 11 o'clock on Monday morning. Caden Pruitt, cleanup hitter for the Indians, comes to the plate. Caden 0 for 3 this afternoon, looking for his first hit, trying to pull the Indians a little closer. He's reached on an error. He's grounded out and flied out to right. Foul ball, strike 1 to Pruitt. Jackson Patterson, the senior, in the on-deck circle. The 0-1 pitch to Pruitt. Inside, ball 1, 1-1. Boot Hill Conference Baseball, we'll have the schedule for that coming up also on Monday. Coverage of that, your ground ball to short. Neely has it. Steps, throws to first for the out. Run scores, so Gilmore makes it 11-3 on the ground ball out to the shortstop. Dexter just wanted the out, up 11-2. Now it's 11-3. Now Kennett with a runner at second. 2 down in the inning, and a foul back to the backstop. Swing by Jackson Patterson, strike 1. Gilmore scored on the ground out by Caden Pruitt. Kennett down to their last out. A swing and a miss. Now they're down to their last strike. It's Patterson in the hole, 0-2. See a few clouds drifting overhead, but the temperature is really dropping here at the ballpark this afternoon with that north wind. Ball hit in the air down the third base side over the dugout. Now to play. Count remains 0-2 to Patterson. Owen Williams will bat if anyone can reach for the Indians. Jackson Patterson, the Indian second baseman, with an 0-2 count. Ball in the dirt. A good job by the catcher Miller to knock that one down and keep the runner down at second base. 1-2 now the count to Patterson. 2 outs in the 7th, 11-3. Dexter leads. Hard hit ball to short. Coming up, Neely. The throw across in time, and the Bearcats win at 11-3. We'll take a break, come back, check the final totals in this one from Cape Central High School right after this.
You all hear me tell the stories on our Grand St. ads, and I enjoy people coming to me and referring to certain stories. Some of these stories go way back. We will continue to tell stories, mention our troops, and telling our customers how much our families appreciate their business. Our people always look forward to seeing you. We want you to enjoy your visit. Best price, best service. Lynn Sane, and God bless our troops.
Hey, this is Daryl Wilcoxon with Wilcoxon's Home Place on the South Bypass in Kennett, Missouri. We're getting new products in every week and would like to help you make your place a show place. Living room suites, recliners, including lift chairs, bedroom suites, mattress sets with adjustable bases, appliances, and TVs. We have several payment options available. Come see us at Wilcoxon's Home Place Furniture and Appliance, 901 South Bypass in Kennett, Missouri. A family furniture tradition for over 70 years.
(11-3) our final score, and one of the strangest ball games you'll ever see. Kennett with 2 runs in the first. Dexter scored 11 in the bottom of the first. It was zeros all the way to the top of the 7th when Kennett scored their 3rd run of the ball game. Hits on the scoreboard, Kennett 3 runs on 7 hits. Dexter 11 runs on 7 hits. And I don't have the errors on the scoreboard, but under my count, Dexter committed 3, Kennett committed 2, but walks, hit batters, and some missed opportunities. And the Indians giving up 11 runs in that first inning does them in, and they'll have to play in the 7th place game. 11 o'clock on Monday at Kappa Hall Park. I will be there with the broadcast, and we will know in about 3 hours who the opponent will be as Notre Dame takes on Kelly next, and the Indians will face the loser of that ball game. Not a lot to talk about here, but Kennett used 4 pitchers in the ball game. Hayden Wilson got the start, did not get an out in the first inning. A couple of hits allowed, 5 runs. He walked 3. And then Cade Anderson came in to finish the first inning. He gave up 5 hits, 6 runs. All 6 were earned, and Cade struck out a batter. Then Owen Williams, when things started to settle down a bit for the Indians, the senior came in, pitched 3 innings, and struck out 4 hitters. And Zane Franklin, a couple of innings of work, gave up a hit, no runs, and had a strikeout in the ball game. Pettigo got the start for the Bearcats, went 4 innings, strong 4 innings, and gets the win for Dexter. Dexter wins it 11-3 over the Kennett Indians. We'll be back on the air Monday, bright and early, 11 o'clock from Kappa Hall Park. I'm Perry Jones. Thanks to all of our sponsors who make our broadcasts possible. Monty Lyons handling our radio duties, and Tad Jones setting up all of our video. 11-3 Bearcats this afternoon. Wasn't the Indians' day. We'll try it again Monday as we return with more Kennett Indian baseball. Good night from Cape Central.
This has been Kennett Indian Baseball. Title sponsors for our broadcast: Farm Credit Services of Southeast Missouri, Baker Implement Company, NEA Baptist Hospital, and by Wilcoxon's Home Place Furniture. Radio and video sponsors include Glen Sane Motors, Southern Bank, Duncan Sheet Metal, State Farm Agent Greg Wilson, Southeast Missouri State University, the Kennett Country Club, First State Community Bank, and by the Kennett Board of Public Works. Radio sponsors include Harris Pharmacy, Skeeter Kell Sporting Goods, Wayne Chiropractic, Wes and Chantel Bentley and Bentley Farms, Ultimate Fitness, FM Bank, and by Patterson's Auto Sales. This broadcast has been a production of Pollock Broadcasting Company.